Hello and welcome to Footy Judgmo. Here goes the intro for you. Listen, Man United are seriously considering Graham Potter to replace Eric Ten Hag. So let's laugh a bit. And John Stones is back to full fitness, apparently. Is he the answer for Man City's midfield and the Wonder Kids, of course? Why do you have this look on your face when I say every time I say Man City, John Stones, Pep, Sam has this look at his on his face is like he doesn't like it. It's like what is wrong?
Don't do that, Mo. This is the intro. Don't get me angry already. Don't do that.
والله
I'm
I'm
just.
not. والله
يا زلمة
you
كنت
just
بسبح
okay, لا إله إلا الله. I didn't know that, bro. Like seriously. Come on, people. Hit that like button for us. I'm here with the great duo themselves.
Oh.
LB and Husam. How are you guys feeling though? Look, you're buzzing again, LB. Kind of
Buzzing
miserable.
again?
Last time we did like last Thursday, you were kind of like miserable after that loss.
Yeah. My club had back-to-back wins, first time since October. Love
Are
to
you
see that.
serious?
Yeah.
It's,
The crisis is over, Mo. The crisis is
it-
over, Bray. You know what
it's
I mean?
over by playing Red Star, of course. And
Well, as Sam told me yesterday, Liverpool didn't beat them a few years ago. Is that not true, Sam?
Yes. But we won the Champions League that year, so I think everyone forgot about it. But Red Star Belgrade away, though, is a very difficult stadium to go to. These are the things that in the Champions League you cannot take for granted. Not everywhere is easy. Not everywhere is easy.
that's what I
Certain
keep telling.
stadiums,
Yeah.
despite them not being like a strong team on paper, the likes of Marseille away, Red Star Belgrade away, stadiums like that would be rocking. You have to get your shit together and perform. That's how I look at it, to be honest with you.
But let's start at Manchester United. What?
Speaking of
How
getting
would
your shit together,
how are these guys thinking? Like, so the news is for the people that don't know. Okay, Graham Potter had a meeting with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and he's the front runner, him or Lopetegui, to replace Eric Ten Hag at Manchester United. I actually don't know what to do with this news. Like, I actually have no idea. Like, to be honest with you, this is absolute joke, right? Like, they have to be joking. Unless someone just want to fuck up the club on purpose. Like, just how would you thinking that Graham Potter, yes. Like people again, I'm gonna say, how can people sit around the table and think, yes, we think Graham Potter is the right guy for us? Absolutely. 100. How can these people run a football club? I don't know if that's true or not. But the question is, genuinely, should Eric Ten Hag get sacked before the Liverpool game and get an interim? Should he have been sacked in the tunnel after the Champions League exit? If that was your club, would you want the manager to be sacked? LB.
I don't think I'd want him to be sacked before Liverpool. I think he needs to face the music, man. You know what I mean? This guy talks a lot, Something that we don't really speak about Ten Hag, yeah, is that the guy talks a lot. He talks a lot. He's chatting about eras coming to an end when he's talking about Klopp and Pep Guardiola. I think he's an arrogant manager. I think he's a very arrogant person the way he speaks. Like, why are you talking about Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp like that? Era's coming to an end. Like, you do realize these are the two greatest managers in football right now. Some would say obviously Ancelotti's there. Okay, that's fair. Top three. Okay, let's go for that. And you're trying to say stuff like that. You know what I mean? And then and then he's moaning, falling out with all the players. Then he's talking about, oh, I can't play the Ajax style football here. I just think that the guy just talks a little bit too much, man. And I think if I was a United fan, I'd be really disappointed with some of the stuff that he's done, let alone the results that have happened this season. Some of the embarrassing, quite frankly, sackable offences just solo. If you look at the games against Liverpool last year, conceding 6 against City as well. I just think he talks too much, and I think he needs to face the music. You know what I mean? You think you're so good as a manager. Well, you got Liverpool away, tricky place to go and play football. You've got no players. Let's see what happens. Now, if he manages to pull off a miracle and get a win or even a draw, I think some people would say that's a miracle if he gets a draw. Then fair dues, it might buy him some time. But I only see one result this Sunday, and I think it'd be very, very difficult for him to stay in a job when he bottomed the group of the Champions League with Galatasaray and Copenhagen in it. He had the second worst defense in the group stage out of all the teams in the whole group. So I think the worst defense of any English team that's ever entered the competition. He's currently outside of the top four in England. He's got no play style. He's fallen out with other players. I think this could be his last game. And quite frankly, I think he deserves it. I just think that he's come in and he's I don't like the way he's approached it. I think he got very, very lucky last season. Very, very lucky. And I always say you can only beat the teams in front of you. And I accept that and I understand that and I appreciate that. But I can also apply context to it. And I say again, last year, he got very, very lucky that Chelsea and Liverpool was completely shit. He got very, very lucky with the Carabao Cup draw. And he got very lucky with the FA Cup draw. And again, people will say you can only beat the teams in front of you. I agree. But he also got lucky. Two things can be right at once. So I think this weekend could be his last game. And I think he's got no one else to blame but himself. I mean, I've not even mentioned the signings. I mean, I won't mention the signings. The signings is a completely different thing. They were all his players. So I think he's running out of time, bro. Running out of time.
And you know what's funny with this whole Man United thing? This is what's funny. First of all, he said all eras come to an end. Man City ended up winning the treble. Liverpool beat them 7-0. A year later, they're top of the league. This whole running up your mouth thing. If you're someone who runs up his mouth, you need to be able to back it up. Conor McGregor, when he first came into the UFC and rose to prominence, rose to fame, when he used to chat shit, he used to, back it up. I still remember when he knocked out, I forgot that bald Brazilian guy, I forgot his name, but he knocked him out first round, literally within like 5 seconds. Like, that's you
Aldo?
backing Aldo, yeah, Jose Aldo. That's you backing yourself up. You cannot chat shit and then, essentially just get destroyed, to be honest with you. I think the signings, the signings are probably the ones that are letting him down. The ones that he wanted to get rid of are actually the ones that are keeping him in a job, the likes of McTominay's and Maguire's and etc. And Mo asked the question, he's like, do you think he should get sacked before the United game, before the Liverpool game, sorry. Why should he? Why should another manager come and pay for the consequences of the crap that he did? This is the thing.
But that's not the
This
point,
is-
Husam.
No. I'll tell you. Let me tell you before you do the devil's advocate thing. Let me just be completely honest without
It's
agenda.
not devil's advocate.
No, you're gonna be devil's advocate. I know.
No.
You. Let me just tell you without agenda the response, right? Why should another manager come in and play Man United's biggest game of the season, their biggest rivalry game, 2 days later? If I give it to Pep Guardiola, if tomorrow Pep Guardiola this shit before Sunday, and that's Pep Guardiola, that's the reality. So he should face the music. I completely agree with LB. He's the one who created this shit. Go and face the music at Anfield, and then if you want to sack him after Anfield and give a manager some time at least to get some shit going over the next 5, 6, 7 days, maybe like now that they play 1 game a week, he can fix stuff, fair enough. But don't bring in a manager just pre-Anfield 2 days before, because it won't change anything for them, because the players are way too down to go to Anfield and step up. That's the reality.
The difference.
And the Graham Potter thing, just final point, and then the Graham Potter thing, sometimes, you sit back and go like what the actual fuck is actually wrong with Manchester United? And I generally cannot explain it. The 2 names that you mentioned there, Lopetegui, and Lopetegui as well, at Graham Potter. I genuinely just don't get it. Lopetegui got sacked immediately within working at Real Madrid. It shows he just can't handle egos. The same thing with Graham Potter at Chelsea. People need to understand something. Managers that are doing really well at mid-table clubs don't necessarily translate when it goes to a higher club, because when you're at a higher club, there's a much bigger challenge. You want the perfect example? Look at Unai Emery. Douglas Luiz, John McGinn, and Ollie Watkins will listen to everything Unai Emery says. Mo Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, Erling Haaland, Rodri, Trent, Van Dijk. That's a completely different animal managing these guys. So this is why, for me, just because Graham Potter done well at Brighton, and how many managers we've seen do well at mid-table clubs, make that step up, and they never make it. There's plenty of examples. David Moyes made Everton relevant for 20 years, made them a solid club, even twice finished in the top 4, I believe. Like, he done so much. He goes to Man United within the first year, he's gone. So, like, just because a manager done well at a mid-table club, that doesn't necessarily mean it will translate to Man United. And if they sack Ten Hag, I'd be upset. But if they hire Graham Potter or Lopetegui, I'd be happy, because that just shows me they're going nowhere, to be honest with you. And 2 years from now, Mo will be doing streams on Footy Judge Mo with a Man United fan, and he'll be like, get Lopetegui out my club. Get him out my club. That's all he'll be saying. So yeah.
Like about this replacement of a manager, my point is very clear. A new manager bounce might give them a chance against Liverpool, at least, even if you're not going to win or a draw, to save face. I actually believe that a lot of players aren't playing for him at the moment. So an interim manager will come in without pressure at all. And the players won't have pressure. The new manager won't have pressure. It's not going to be a new manager, just an interim manager, anyone. My point is, sack the guy now to give yourself a chance to save face. Unless Man United fans and the board think that Erik ten Hag can lead the team to get a result at Anfield. That's the only reason I think he should stay at the job. The only reason. You guys want him to face the smoke. Yeah, you're thinking from a rival. You're thinking from, to spite him. But I don't think so. I'm thinking from a Man United point of view, any interim manager will lift the players' morale. The players will play for the new manager. The new manager bound. They're going to go to Anfield. They're going to fight for each other. But that's the point. Because nobody's going to play for Ten Hag at Anfield. Bruno Fernandes might have taken that yellow card on purpose to miss the game.
He 100% took it on purpose, by the way.
So that's my point.
Same with Terry, I would have told him to his face he took it on purpose.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. But to be honest with you, I don't think anybody, if he is playing for the club, if he's playing for the manager, if he cares about the team, he would have been more careful. He isn't. He isn't. He's just playing for himself. But this Man United situation, though, there is no solution.
The point you just made? Just that specific point. First of all, there's a guy, his name in the chat became a City fan yesterday. Can you put up his comment, please? Please put up his comment, because this describes this current right here, what we're talking about.
Which comment?
Big up to him. He says, the devil is alive. I can see him in the middle right there. Big up to him. You know, LB yesterday on the stream that me and him did together, he made a point. And let me tell you why you're completely wrong about this whole new manager bounce thing. LB asked a genuine question that I'll ask you now, so you can answer it. Yes. I will tell you right now, best case scenario. Craziness happens in the world. Pep Guardiola becomes Manchester United manager tomorrow. Name me a player who is ready to step up at Anfield. Name one player who has it in him to just step up and actually perform. And I'll give you an example. Before we went to the Etihad,
what does this have to do with me?
Say, okay, we might get something because we have Trent, we have Van Dijk, we have Mo Salah, we have Alisson. Okay, fair enough. I've got like 2-3 players who could step up in a big moment. LB the same before he comes to Anfield. He's got KDB, he's got Haaland, he's got Rodri, blah, 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 no problem. But when you have the players that Man United have, with the low confidence that they have, and the shit performances that they've been putting on, because make no mistake, me and LB and yourself are talking about Ten Hag and the structure and Ratcliffe and shit, but we ain't mentioned the players yet, because some of these players are absolute rubbish. This is the thing. So, like, who's going to step up?
Where is the question?
Okay, so you're saying there is a new manager bounce. I'm telling you, imagine Pep Guardiola as Man United manager tomorrow. Yeah. Who steps up at Anfield from the players? Give me one player.
It doesn't matter. 11 wooden sticks.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. When Everton team, or with all due respect, or Sheffield United, or Luton Town, when they are down, Husam, and you get a new manager, it doesn't matter who plays, right? The new manager bounce means players play for a manager, players play for each other. It doesn't matter who's Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka might put in a better performance. Diego Dallo might put in a better performances. Rafa Varane might put in a better performances. I'm just giving you names. Andre Onana might a little bit gain confidence back a little bit because he's not playing for this manager for some reason, right? Amrabat might play better. I'm genuinely, you're laughing, but you know I'm right. A new manager.
No, you're not right. You're not right at all.
Okay, so a new manager. A new manager will actually, at least the players will be together for the new manager. They will play for each other.
No, wrong. Because the players are saying they're together. McTominay come out in the interview and said they're all together. They're all fine. They're all.
He's lying because he's the one who plays. He's lying. He's lying, and he's lying.
He might be lying.
But he's lying because it's not showing on the pitch.
No,
it's not showing on the pitch. They aren't playing for each other.
It's
showing.
No, but I'm sorry, bro. You're wrong on this, man. You are wrong on this.
Nobody until this moment, nobody told me why I'm wrong.
Well, we have told you multiple times. Yeah. One, he shouldn't be he should face the music, and two, there's nobody on that pitch for Man United that is ready to go into battle. Man United are going to a war on Sunday, bro. They're going
Yeah,
into
but
a
but
war.
that's what I'm telling you. A new manager might make these players fight at least.
No, because you can
But why
see
not?
it in the players because you can identify within a player when you watch him and how they play and how they act off the field, whether or not they're ready for the battle. Yeah, and then you say, okay, if they have players that are going to give 100% if they get a new manager, then maybe you're right. But these players, you think sacking manager Anthony's going to turn up at Anfield?
No,
and be
I'll
like,
tell you
"I'm
who's gonna turn better.
Who?
Marcus Rashford.
Rashford, give over, bro.
Come
You know,
on.
we've got to stop this. We've got to stop this with Rashford. We do. He's had
No,
what?
no, I don't
one
think
or
you
two
guys.
good
You guys.
seasons.
I don't think you guys. I think you guys are blinded. To be honest.
No, we're not.
By
You're
your
the one who's
support.
blinded, my
No,
guy.
I'm not.
You're
I'm
supposed to
telling
get
you-
me and LB to argue. Me and LB are arguing with you.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because you both are deluded. To be honest with you, a
No,
new
it's
manager
not.
No, we're
tomorrow,
not.
Rashford. Okay, let me ask you questions to reach a conclusion. Do you believe Rashford is playing for Ten Hag at all?
I think Rashford is a mid player, and we've got to stop this
No.
embarrassment.
Can you ask? Listen, I get what you're saying, and I'm not arguing that point. Don't argue a different point. Do you think Marcus Rashford, when he steps a foot on the pitch, is listening
Yes.
to Ten Hag at all? Listening
Yes.
to him at all? Playing
Maybe.
his football?
Maybe.
Because the last 3-4 games, you want to
Okay,
honestly
I disagree
answer?
with you
The last
then.
3-4 games, he played Rashford right wing to put crosses in the box, and that's what Rashford done. Next question.
Rashford literally walking out of the pitch, right? It's on the camera. He said, "Why I'm running for? Why I'm here?" You're telling me
And
someone
you think
who
he's
says
ready,
that-
Mo? You think that's the type of person that you want to go to war at Anfield?
hold
A
on,
person
that's
that's
the
sitting
point.
on
You
the
don't
bench.
understand.
No, you've been
No,
caught
no.
in 4K.
Okay?
You've been caught in 4K, Mo.
You
Yeah, I'm telling
indirectly
you.
just
I'm
proved our
telling you
point.
why someone who said that will fight for a new manager. He doesn't believe in a manager. He doesn't believe in a system. He doesn't believe anybody is backing this manager. He believes this manager is a clown, and I shouldn't be playing for this guy. Marcus Rashford is a professional football player at the end. We can call him selfish. We can call him someone who plays for themselves, right? However, you get a new manager, an interim manager, a Darren Fletcher, someone within the club, they can put fire in their belly, right? It doesn't matter if they're good players or not.
And then 3 minutes in,
let
when
me
Salah
just-
scored and the fire is
Yeah,
gone.
okay. So see,
What's
you're
the point?
putting scenarios. I'm not saying Man United will go and win, but I think a new interim manager will give them a better chance. Like Sean Dyche, do you believe that Dwight McNeil is better than Marcus Rashford? Dwight McNeil was absolute shit, right? Someone like Sean Dyche put a fire in your belly. They get someone to put a fire in these guys' bellies, at least to play some games with passion, with fire, at least to play for the jersey. I believe that these players they absolutely lost the desire to play for this guy. Most of them are not even playing for this manager. Most of them don't believe in his tactics or his authority at all. You get somebody else,
And they
right?
don't play for the club either.
That's the thing. You get somebody else.
Not just the manager. It's not just the manager, though. You're making it just the manager thing. It's not.
You get somebody else, an interim manager. They bring him together. They say, we're playing for ourselves now. We're playing for ourselves. Forget the club, forget Ten Hag, forget the media. At least someone will put in a fight, a tackle. That's my point. Because with Ten Hag, there is zero chance they get something. Let's just
And
agree.
even with the new manager, because LB just explained it to you, the same players that let Ten Hag down are the ones who let Ranić
So
down.
what
are
is
the one
this
who
new
let Tony
manager
down,
bounds?
are the one who
Explain
let
to me
Mourinho
then.
down. Are the ones? These are the same players who have let every single
God.
manager who has managed Man United
I
over
don't
the last 10
understand how
years
you're not
down.
understanding the logic.
Jose
So
Mourinho
tell me,
won the
explain to
league
me,
title at 10.
explain to me in any club, Husam, what is a new manager bounce then? Explain that to me.
Okay, I'll explain to you. Perfectly.
Yes,
Right?
please,
Right
because
now, using a
apparently I
scenario
don't
from
understand.
this season. Using a scenario from this season, so we don't have to go all theoretical. Sheffield United were bottom of the league. They hired, if you're talking about fight and passion and desire, they hired the best manager for fight, passion, and desire, Chris Wilder, the guy that got Sheffield United promoted, etc. Their first game was Liverpool at home. They lost 2-0. Got
That's
walked all over.
fantastic. This
You
is
know
what
why?
I'm talking about.
You know,
I'm going to
no,
tell you
no, no,
why.
let
No,
me
no,
land,
you don't
because
know.
now
You
interrupt
just
and you
scored
act
an
like you
own
want to
goal.
argue.
You
No,
scored
no,
an
one
own
second.
goal.
Oh, you
One
got to let
second.
him finish.
Scored
Mo.
an own goal.
Agenda, come on,
I'll
bro.
tell you how you're wrong. 1 second. Chris Wilder, first game, dominated by Liverpool, dominated off the park because Albi's point is still correct till this very second. The players don't have it in them to beat the likes of Liverpool. Now, what did Sheffield United do? The next game at home to Brentford, they won because it's a different kettle of fish. Having your first game away at Anfield
Literally
versus
true.
having a game to Brentford at home. If Man United's next home game was Brentford or Brighton or Wolves, I'd go like, you know what? Mo makes a valid point. If they're going away to the Etihad, away to the Emirates, away to Anfield, they don't have it in them. Even if Pep or Klopp themselves become tomorrow Man United manager, they don't have it in them to have any sort of bounce. Any sort of bounce won't happen because the players don't have enough quality in them. That's the thing. The quality is not there. And the players, as LB pointed out to you, that you have still not rebutted, you need to go to war this Sunday. This is the biggest game in English football. Let's cut the crap. The two biggest clubs coming together. Are you ready to go to war? No. I know Trent is ready to go to war. I know Alisson, Van Dijk, Salah, Diaz, even I know Nunez is ready to go to war.
My last point about this. When Chris Wilder went to Sheffield and I watched the game against Liverpool, the players were fighting. These are the same players. These are the same players that lost 5-0 the game before against Burnley. When you go to Anfield, I'm not saying Man United, at least they're going to get a result or something because I'm not going to put my money on it. But I'm saying at least they will put in a fight. Sheffield United against Liverpool put in a fight. Okay? Sheffield United against Liverpool limited Liverpool chances a little bit. Right? A little bit. You had your XG was 1.6 or 1.7. I'm looking at it, right? You control the position, which is expected from you. My point is the players, when I was watching Sheffield United, by the way, there was a fight, right? Sheffield United quality isn't there to get a result. I don't think anybody can get a result. Nobody's going to go to Anfield and be favorites. New manager bounce, not new manager bounce. That's the point. But at least the Man United players that are turning their head away, that are not playing for each other, when a new manager bounce, can play for each other, can fight for each other. That's my point. If you don't want to understand it, it's up to you. These same players, yes, these are the players at Man United.
Our point.
Let me
problem.
finish. Okay, let me finish.
But you're not rebutting our point. You're making.
I am literally rebutting your point. You just don't want to listen to the rest of the point.
No, you're not. No, you're
not.
Not
you don't want to listen, bro. This is the point. You don't want to use
who's
your
ready
ears.
To go to war?
Use
who's
your
ready to go to
ears.
war? Man United players. Sheffield
listen,
United don't have quality.
Sheffield
United don't have quality. But let's talk about fight. Name a United player right now in the whole squad who's ready to go to war this Sunday.
It does. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. Amrabat, I can name names. You can say no, they are not going to go.
Amrabat's on loan, bro. Why does he care about?
See, you guys don't want to. You don't want to listen. That's the problem. Every name I'm going to say, there is no point of me saying names because every name I'm going to say, you're going to say, but this player's quality. Well, I never spoke about quality. I only said put in a tackles and fight. And you guys are going to say, but the quality isn't there. I'm not rebuttaling that. I am just talking about players playing for a manager. It is as simple as that. Yeah. A player like Diego Dallo will put in a performance better than when he plays for Erik ten Hag. A player like Wan-Bissaka will play better. And I'm going to say it again, even a player like Rashford with a new manager will put in a better performance. It doesn't matter if that's a 6 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10. At the moment, he is putting up performances that are worth 1 or 2 out of 10 in ratings. That's my point. You guys don't want to understand that. It's completely up to you.
We do.
I am not saying the quality. Last point is, I'm not saying Man United will go get a result at Anfield. I believe with a new manager that will put the players around them, right? Man United at least will play better than playing with Ten Hag at Anfield. It's a simple statement.
Can I ask you a genuine question?
Oh my God!
Last year, why wasn't this a conversation last year? Because last year,
what?
Me, LB, and yourself heard that Ten Hag improved Wan-Bissaka, he improved Diego Dallo, he improved their centre backs, he improved their midfield, he improved their forwards. Why was this not a conversation last season?
I don't get what is what.
Okay, if we're gonna make Ten Hag. If we're going to make Ten Hag the reason solely and not the players, which is mine and LB's point that you've yet to rebuttal, if we're going to make Ten Hag the point solely, why wasn't this a conversation last year? And we got told by Man United fans that he improved Wan-Bissaka, he improved all these crap players that you just mentioned, and they still ended up losing.
What is that? Okay, what is the point again? You're putting out statements. They're putting out statements.
They have no fight in them. Because they aren't ready to go to war.
Okay, here you go.
Away from home,
so your point. Okay, I agree. Okay, now we're reaching. You believe that these Man United players, all these players, don't have a fight in them at all.
Yes,
they all be sacked. Okay,
they don't.
Now now you're getting somewhere with me, okay? The last
But
thing I'm
that's the
gonna
point
say.
from the start.
Okay,
We
hold
said that
on,
25
hold on.
minutes
Now
ago.
you're
What are
getting
you
somewhere.
talking
No,
about,
we said
man?
that
I
25
believe,
minutes ago.
I believe. So here we go. I disagree with that, and I believe that any footballer might put in a save face performance with the right motivation. That's it. If you disagree, the reason why I'm saying that, Man United, when they played against Liverpool at Old Trafford, they put in a performance. Man United, by the way, some games they put in fights last year. They did. Some games they put in some fights in them. Right? That's the thing. I believe any footballer, good or
Even
bad,
my light doesn't agree with you.
good or bad, any player, good or bad, can put in a fight. You can get a championship player, put them in the Premier League, they can put in a fight. Are they good enough to win or not? That's for a different story. And I never said that. You guys are taking things out of context. I said these Man United players at the moment aren't playing for Ten Hag, and I believe they need a new manager to get them together so at least they can put in a fight to save face. That's the point. You guys believe that these Man United players have no fight in them at all, and
Yes.
I believe, okay, that any player in the world, any professional football players or any player in the world have a fight in them with the right motivation. The quality or no quality, we can agree or disagree with that, because I believe that some of these Man United players don't have quality at all.
Every
We
player
agree
you
on that.
mentioned has at least let 3 managers down. That shows me that it's not just a managerial
But
problem.
the
And the
problem
problem
is
with your
every
argument
time.
is
Oh
you,
my
yeah,
god!
1 second. Let me have the problem with your argument is you're absolving all the players from responsibility. You're making it just a
I am
manager.
not. I think some of the fact that the players aren't playing for the manager, that means when things don't go their way. Here's the problem, Husam. When things don't go the players' way at Man United, they stopped playing for the club and the manager. That's the problem.
Okay.
Because some of them have good talent. Some of them
Mhm.
have good, some of them aren't as bad as how they play now. The problem, these players have so much power that every time it goes left, they don't stand up and play. They sit down and they surrender, right? And everyone starts to playing for themselves. That's the problem of Man United.
But
It's not
the
about the
point,
Glazers.
but you're missing the point completely. Even when they were playing for Ten Hag last season, and that's why
They
LB
played
mentioned
well.
the results from last season. They
Yes,
lost
but at
6-3
the
to
end,
City, and they lost 7-0 to Liverpool. Why?
fantastic.
Because these players are not players that will fight. Do you get it
Yeah, but
now?
they fought
That's
for
the
other
problem.
games. So how do you, okay, the same team that lost to Liverpool 7 played against Liverpool and won 1-0. With all due respect, the same players that didn't fight against Man City at the Etihad, at their home ground, they played better than they played at the Etihad. They won because of a controversial goal that should have stood, but they put in a fight better. That means these players, with the right motivation, can put in a fight. Players against Manchester City were putting in tackles at Old Trafford last year. Players were trying to play, were putting in performances. That proves my point. When they played
Name one
against
win they had
Liverpool,
away
when
from
they
home.
played,
Name one big
now
win they had away
it's
from
not,
home last
now
season.
it's not about away or home. When they put you,
How
put
is it
in a
not about
motivation-
away? You're coming to Anfield. It's
But that's
about
my
away.
point, Osam. You're not. That's my point. I'm not saying they're gonna go to Anfield be favorites, okay? But with a new manager, they have a
See how he
chance to
switches
save.
the argument, LB, to win it.
No,
Look
no,
at
I
him,
am
man.
not. I am not.
Talking about
I am
favorites.
absolutely
Who mentioned
rebuttaling your
favorites? Who
point.
mentioned
Listen,
favorites here?
listen. I am absolutely
Name
rebutting your
one
point.
big away win they had last season when the players were playing for Ten Hag.
Did Liverpool win away last year against the big team?
Yes, we won away at Spurs.
Okay, listen. Man City, the mighty Man City. That's the point. Lost against
Yeah.
Man United, Liverpool,
Yes.
Arsenal, Spurs. Am I
Arsenal,
wrong?
they beat Arsenal. They beat Arsenal.
Okay,
Last
so
year
they
we
beat
beat
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Sorry, last name. They lost against the terrible Man United team you're talking about, with all the
Okay.
circumstances. They lost against Liverpool, right? My point is, Hosam, you're not
Why are you
understanding.
ignoring the circumstance when the circumstance
You
is the
want?
argument?
I absolutely. The first
My
thing I
entire
said,
argument is the circumstance, and you're saying ignore the
What?
circumstance.
I never said ignore the circumstances. I said with the circumstances that happened against Man
Away
United.
from home, these players can't fight.
Okay,
If the
that's
game
your
this
point.
Sunday,
That's your
if
point.
the game this Sunday
Okay,
was
that's it.
Man City at the Etihad, I'd be saying the same stuff.
Okay.
It will make no difference.
Okay, hold on.
You get
That's
it?
your point. That's your point. My
Yes.
last thing about, I believe that any player can fight. I'm not saying they're gonna go to Anfield and win. Any player with the right motivation can fight.
Who?
Any player, all of them.
Name,
All-
name
I
the
disagree.
player,
any
bro.
player.
They're toxic players, Mo. These players are toxic.
I agree with
man.
you, LB. I
They're
agree.
toxic.
I
They
agree
ain't
with
fighting.
you.
They're not
I
that fight,
agree.
though.
I
They're not
agree. But
fighting. Yeah, fact.
I agree with you. They're toxic. I believe with a new manager, they might get better performances than under Ten Hag. With Paul Scholes, with Wayne Rooney, with you there, with anyone there other than Ten Hag,
I'll be with
these
sabotage.
players,
I'll be with
these
sabotage.
players will play better. That's my
No.
point. If you guys don't want to believe, it's fine. Let me do a couple of super chats.
Yeah, you're completely wrong. You're completely wrong, by the way.
You are
But
wrong.
okay.
I am okay. You both think I'm wrong. Fine. I don't think I'm wrong, which is fine. And yet now, to rebuttal my argument, then a new manager will make some of these players fight better than under Ten Hag.
And we've
I
told you
believe
name
I'm
one
right.
player to
I'm
that will
done.
fight.
I
You
said,
refuse to.
I said 5. You just don't want to listen.
Last season, once
You don't-
again,
see, no,
when they were
I'm not going to
playing
the argument.
for Ten Hag,
Hassan, I
they
am not
went
going into
to
the
war
argument
6
again.
times and lost every single
You
time.
asked me a question and I answered it. You said name a
Done.
players. I named
Yeah, but
5.
you said Amrabat.
I said Amrabat. I said Dallo. I said Rafa Varane, who is falling out with the manager. When a new manager comes in, Rafa Varane will
Oh,
put in a
Varane
better
don't care
performance.
about Man United now. You think
That's
Varane
the
cares about Man
problem.
United? He's gone, mate. He's going in the summer or whatever. He's
That's
taking
the
it off.
problem.
He's not
You
gonna
guys
fight.
believe you guys gonna do everything to you guys gonna say everything. My point is, any player with the right motivation now away from Ten Hag will put in a better performance. It's a very clear statement than under Ten Hag within one day. It's not about tactics. It's not about anything. It's about putting a better performance, put in a fight for a new manager. It's called a new manager bounce. You guys believe that all these players don't have any fight in them?
I
And
believe that these
otherwise.
players that they have at Manchester United are some of the most toxic footballers I've ever seen in the Premier
Well,
League. They
don't
have no
disagree.
fight. They do not care about the football club one bit. They do not care about the fans. You know, you talk about Rashford more, yet he's sat on the bench saying, "What the fuck am I doing here?" No. These people are disgusting footballers, man. Their quality is low. Their hunger is low. They have no fight. They've abandoned that football club in all but physical presence. You know, mentally they have checked out. They do not care. And just because they might get a new manager in 2 days before they go to Anfield isn't going to quickly change them. You know, that club needs gutting. Yeah, it needs gutting from top to bottom. And a lot of those players need to go, man. None of them players
Yeah,
are worthy.
well, I don't disagree. You didn't say anything. I disagree with you. I disagree with one point again, and I'm gonna say it for the last time, and we're not
Your
gonna
own
debate
chat
it.
is telling you
We
you're
are
getting
not. Yeah, fine. We are not gonna
cooked. 'Cause
debate
you know
that
you're
again.
wrong. You
Okay.
know you're wrong.
Wallah al-Azim, the statement I'm putting out is as simple. Just people are blinded because people just don't want to listen, right? It's as simple as this. You get a new manager tomorrow. Some of these players will give you 5, 10%, 20% more fight than what they do against Ten Hag. It's a simple thing. You guys believe otherwise? It's
Not at
very
Anfield.
objective.
You get the point?
It's very objective. That's
Not
it.
at Anfield, not at Etihad, not
Yeah,
at
you don't
Emirates,
understand.
not
You
at
don't
Tottenham.
understand. In hell, you don't understand. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's in Anfield. I think you are really blinded by your hate for Man United. But so you don't understand. It doesn't matter where. I never mentioned Husam, let me finish this coming sentence. I never mentioned the Anfield. I never mentioned the Etihad, and that's not my point. These players are going to step on a football pitch. It's hell at Anfield, right? If the player is going to give you no fight under Ten Hag with a new manager, if the right manager put in a motivation in them, they can put in a fight at least. They are not going to win because the quality and the structure and the tactics aren't better.
Okay, so your argument is the fight point, right?
That's it.
Okay, simple rebuttal. The same players that we're mentioning have let down 3 managers,
Fine.
not just one. Number one. Number two, when they were playing for Ten Hag last season, they still held 6 at the Etihad and 7 at Anfield. Why? Because these players don't have fight in them, and a leopard doesn't change its spot. The reason why I'm not a fan of what you're saying is because indirectly, you may not mean it, but indirectly, we are saying, guys, this is basically Ten Hag's fault, and we're absolving the players of responsibility. The reality is these players have given up. And it's not just about Ten Hag. It's not just about Ten Hag. Ralf Rangnick is a shit manager, but he told us 2 years ago, he's a very good sporting director. He says, this club needs open heart surgery. Have they had open heart surgery? No, they haven't. They've not had open heart surgery. And the reality is, I'm giving you the absolute best case scenario. If Pep Guardiola himself manages Manchester United, they still wouldn't be able to put up a fight because these
Okay,
players
can I
have
ask
let
you
down
one
manager
question?
after manager after manager, and they're not playing for the badge or for the club or for the fans, which is LB's point that you completely ignored.
Okay,
They're
can
not wearing the Man
I?
United shirt and going like,
I'm
I'm
gonna use your
representing Man
logic.
United today. They don't do that.
I'm gonna do. Before I do the super chat, I'm gonna use your logic. I'm gonna ask you a straight question, and you tell me yes or no. Do you
Yes.
believe you're a math person? Do you believe? Okay. If Ten Hag leaves tomorrow and Pep Guardiola is managing these players, okay. If under Ten Hag they're gonna put in a 10 out of 100 performance, do you believe under Pep Guardiola they give a 15 out of 10 performance? They improve by 5%. Yes or no?
No.
Okay, that's it.
No.
Okay, halas. Okay,
It's not
people
enough.
in the
It's
no,
not
no, no. I
enough.
don't want explanation. I don't want explanation. People in the chat, this is it. LB and Husam don't believe that if Pep Guardiola comes tomorrow, by default, Man United the players improve 5%. If you don't believe so, it's up to you. Fine,
These
I believe
players
so.
stabbed
I believe
Jose
fine.
Mourinho in the
I
back.
don't need your. I don't need your
They
explanation.
stabbed Jose.
Yeah, yeah.
Jose
See,
Mourinho
you're
got
not
stabbed in the
following.
back after winning a
See,
title at Chelsea.
because you know inside you that what the statement I used, that with Pep Guardiola tomorrow they improve by 5%
No, they
only.
don't. No,
You
they
try
don't.
to make explanation. I am not. My point is they're gonna stab
Pep
Pep
Guardiola would sell 20
Listen to me,
players.
Hassan.
You understand?
They're gonna stab Pep Guardiola. They're gonna stab Pep Guardiola.
Yes, they will stab Pep Guardiola
Yes,
in the
but
back.
you don't understand. I'm talking tomorrow. Tomorrow, the players get Pep Guardiola tomorrow. Pep Guardiola gets 1 day of training or 2 days of training, right? I think the players the performance, the fight, whatever, will improve by 5%. That's
Would they
not
even
enough for them to
survive a
win.
Pep Guardiola
That is
training?
my point.
Would they even survive a Pep Guardiola training? Like,
See?
would they
That's
even
my point.
survive one Pep
The more
Guardiola
you
training?
talk, Osam, the more you talk, the more you know that my point is very simple. And it's
No,
not
because you've
complicated.
spoken for the last 20 minutes and you've been
You
proven
did.
wrong
You just cut me
point
off
after
now.
point.
You
If
just
Pep
cut me
Guardiola
off.
walks into Man United tomorrow, he would request for 20 players to get
Yeah,
sold.
yeah, fine, fine.
And that's the point to begin with.
But Mo,
See,
the
the
thing is as
problem
well.
is, sorry, LB, sorry, LB.
Let
See,
LB
sorry,
go.
I'm
Let
gonna let
LB go,
LB
because
talk.
maybe
I'm
if
just
you hear
gonna
it from
say,
him.
I'm gonna say one thing about this. See, Osam, you keep saying that Pep Guardiola will ask for 20 players. I'm not arguing that. That they will stop Pep Guardiola. I'm not arguing this. I have one simple point, okay? That I believe that these particular players, Pep Guardiola steps in tomorrow, to them, they improve by 5%. Just 5%, right? Just 5%. He's not going to make them win the league. Let me finish. He's not going to make them win the league. They're going to stab him. They're going to betray him when they don't like the way he trains them. They're going to betray him when they don't like the way he coaches. But I'm saying within 2 days, Pep Guardiola will improve these players just
Okay.
by 5%.
Okay, Mo, but let me come
But
back at
that's
you that.
not enough. That's the point.
Let me come back at you that. But the point
Yes.
is, he's not going to get Pep Guardiola, and you're talking
Thank
about
you.
a 5% increase. So if you
Yes.
sack him and get Graham Potter, you ain't getting 5%.
Oh,
So
no,
what's the
no. I
point?
never said Graham Potter. Okay.
No one,
Absolutely.
who?
100%.
Nobody you can get.
I am. Okay. So that's my point then. You
Nobody.
sacked Ten
The
Hag
only
tomorrow.
You
way.
can't
If
keep
I'm
saying
gonna-
that's my
if
point
I'm
when
gonna
we
agree with
rebuttal.
you-
Let LB land.
If
Go
I-
ahead.
if
What
I'm
do you
gonna-
mean
if I'm
rebuttal?
gonna- Mo,
You
Mo,
didn't
Mo.
rebuttal anything.
No,
I
let
asked you a
LB
question
land.
and you keep
You
doing
are
it.
the biggest
You're
talk,
agenda
cutting me off.
fraud on
Let me
this
talk, bro.
platform. Let LB land. Go
Mo,
ahead. LB.
Okay, I'm not
so-
going to cut LB. Go ahead.
The
Yes, don't cut him.
only way that I can sort of come to a resolution here with you and come onto your side is if you're talking about the elite level coaches. Okay. And I still heavily doubt that what you're saying is true anyway. But let's just say for 1 minute you're right. And maybe Pep Guardiola can get 5%. They're not going to get Pep Guardiola. They're not going to get Klopp. They're not going to get Zidane. They're not going to get Ancelotti. They're not even going to get probably Jose Mourinho's probably not going to go back there. The only type of manager they're going to get is someone like a Graham Potter, a De Zerbi. They are not going to get, they're not going to respect this manager, and they will not get 5% extra from these managers. So there's no point in sacking it. The fact is, these players deserve to go to Anfield on Sunday and get smashed 7-0, 8-0. This manager deserves it because of the way that they've performed, the way that the managers handled certain situations, the arrogance of the stuff that he said. These players deserve it. And the only way that what you're saying makes any sort of sense at all, and I still doubt it, is if they get an elite level coach, and they're not going to do that because no one wants to go there. That club is done, mate. No actual manager wants to go to that football club.
See, I'm not gonna dwell for long on it. I'm gonna say the same exact thing. If they get someone within the club, like what happened with Oli before, you will get a new manager bounce, even if it lasts for one game,
Who? Please
2
give it in.
games. I don't know. Darren Fletcher. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care.
Joking, bro. You're
You guys
telling
don't
me
think
Aaron
Darren
Fletcher
Fletcher
See,
is
guys,
gonna get that
see, guys,
goal
listen,
and get
listen,
5%?
listen. I let you talk. You let me talk. Okay? I'm not gonna dwell for it. I let you talk, and I didn't cut you off. Let me
Look
talk.
at him smiling. Okay, Mr. Darren Fletcher, go ahead. Go ahead,
Okay.
Darren Fletcher.
One
Go on.
player, it doesn't matter. Any coach within will not fix the club. You guys don't understand. The fact that LB said that this manager deserves to go there means he wants the manager to get there to get smashed. My point is simple. You sack the manager today, and I'm not, by the way, this is the last thing, and I'm not changing it, so I don't want anyone to argue because I need to move on. Okay? You get a new manager tomorrow, any manager, and it doesn't have to be elite. He isn't solving the club, but he is gonna try to put a fire in these guys' bellies, and some of them will play better than what they're playing now. That's my belief. You guys believe otherwise. You guys think I'm wrong. I will accept it. You guys think I'm wrong. Fine. You think you rebutted my argument? Fine. Absolutely. I actually think that you two are blinded by hate, which is fine. We can all agree to disagree respectfully. Let me do the super chat so we can move on to the next
Can I
topic.
just make one statement?
No. I'm sorry.
I will not
No,
say anything
Hassan.
after it.
I'm
I'll not say
sorry.
anything after
I'm
it.
sorry. Here we
No,
go.
I just want to say one statement. See, he removed himself. He knows he's wrong. Let me just make one statement. I think Mo keeps thinking that me and LB are doing it out of hate. Like, I'm saying all the reason why I like the point is correct still is no manager deserves to come in and take bullshit this Sunday for Ten Hag's mistakes. It has nothing to do with us being blinded by hate. Whichever manager is going to come in right now, whether it's Potter, Lopetegui, whoever the managers that you mentioned, they're going to get humiliated this Sunday. So mine and LB's point is no manager deserves to take criticism for Ten Hag's fuck-ups. That's it.
I agree with you 100%. That's why you
Yeah.
get an interim manager and you tell him there is no pressure on you. Just
He always has to have
lead
the
this
last
team.
word, eh? He always
Just
has
lead
to.
this. It's my channel, bro. Anyway, listen, people. We're
I
moving
have
on
to
from
move
this,
on now. I have to move on. No.
this shit Man United discussion anyway. As much as I want Liverpool to drop points, United don't have a good manager, nor do they have a squad. Their players are poor. Chelsea squad is better. Probably.
Disagree with that.
Chelsea squad is better, to be honest. The problem is they have a lot of injuries, though. Tyler Jones is saying, next topic, Eric Ten Hag ain't getting sacked before the game. I actually think you're right, Tyler Jones. We just wasted our time. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. So hey, there's like almost 450 people here. So can we get the likes up a little bit? People. Mo, name a player you would take you take United for Inter. I would take Amrabat, to be honest. I would take I would actually take, to be honest, I don't know, to be honest. I would take Hoyland.
Look at him struggling,
I
Hoyland.
would take Hoyland.
So Hoyland starts over Marcus Thuram or Lautaro?
No, he doesn't. She is asking, name a player you would take. Is that
So what, you want to
hard?
take
No.
him to become ball boy
Become
and
that
play
because
5
I have
minutes at the end of the
Arnautovic
game?
and Alexis. I have Arnautovic and Alexis Sanchez. So I would take Hoyland, of course, for backup. Simple.
Arnautovic and Alexis would fight. The United players won't.
You think Hoyland won't fight?
Listen, man, let's not open
Okay,
up
let me ask you a straight question, and I want a yes or no question without any explanation. Do you think Hoyland will fight or not?
I think
For
he'll fight
who?
him. He could fight in vain.
Yeah.
All right.
But when he turns
That's it.
around,
Yes. Okay.
no, it's like when you go over the trenches, yeah, and he's running at the enemy, and the enemy's firing at him, and he turns around to see his brothers in arms, and there's nobody there, bro. he's running on the beach at the enemy, and there's nobody with him. He just run, and then he just thinks, "Fuck this! I'm going back in the trenches." That's Highland, man. That's Highland.
Faisal
But I
is
know
saying,
United
Mo, they
players
got
start
bombed
for any of
3-0
our
at by the shit. Huh?
Not United, not Inter, not City. Not Liverpool, not Inter, not City. No United player starts for any of our clubs. That's the fact.
No, none of the United players start for any. Like I believe that. Mo, they got bombed 3-0 by the Sherries at home. They did because they're not playing.
And his solution, LB, Darren Fletcher. They're gonna get them to fight.
because they aren't playing for the manager. You want to tell me that Man United players are worse than Bournemouth? No, but Ten Hag is worse than Areola. He cannot even put the players in the right place.
Some of them are Bournemouth level, to be fair. If
Maybe.
they leave Man United tomorrow, where are they going?
I don't know, but I believe some of the players aren't as bad as you make them. Bruno isn't bad. Dallo isn't bad. Wan-Bissaka is Varane isn't bad. I believe even Kobe Mainoo's good. McTominay is mid-table level, like West Ham level. It depends, to be honest. But they're not Bournemouth level. They're not Championship level. Don Carlito is saying, "No, United plays under Ten Hag, a new manager, and fell off real quick. So give the same amount of time to Ten Hag. Pep would be doing a lot better." Okay.
Of course, Pep will be doing better, but the argument
Why you're arguing with him? Why you're
the
arguing? with
argument
him?
we've been having for the last 40 minutes is Pep is gonna come in tomorrow, 2 days before the game.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and all I'm
That's
saying
why
is
I
Pep
said.
Guardiola,
By the way,
despite
one of
his
the things I
greatness,
said.
won't be able to
Get
change
a
stuff.
manager in. Get a manager in the tunnel of the after the Champions League. But anyway, Queen Nadra saying last one would the Dossery make the Prem?
Yes, he has quality, but not for the elite teams. I think like he might be able to play for Spurs, maybe a club like that, or a club maybe mid-table club, possibly a Spurs or like a club like that. He'd bang. He has quality in terms of like ball playing stuff like that, so he could definitely play an 8. But he'd need to have higher work rate though. That's the one thing I'd say.
Moving on from shit Man United to Manchester City, and John Stones is back. Is Haaland injured, LB? Or Pep Guardiola is going to give an update tomorrow?
I believe he's in training today. Is the sort of thing. So yeah, hopefully he's back, bro. But yeah, it's any time now. He's meant to be in training. Yeah, Haaland.
The question I wanted to ask about this stupid thing, and I wanted to ask you both, being from outside, do you believe Arsenal are actually favorites or third favorites to win the Champions League?
No, I do not believe this. Okay, so
I want to really know this because I've been told that they are.
Yeah, I've been told this as well, man. It's a madness. I think number one favorite for the Champions League is Manchester City.
Yep.
Followed by Real Madrid.
Agreed.
I then put teams like Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, in sort of like a hybrid joint third position, and maybe others, and then after that, probably.
What about Bayern Munich? Bayern Munich.
I think Bayern Munich. Yeah, in that
but Husam, in the Champions League with this, you know how it is. Sometimes, like I give
Arsenal ain't winning no fucking Champions League, man. Let's just cut the crap here. They ain't no fucking favorite. Let's just listen, Arsenal fans. I've said good stuff about you all year long, but when it comes to the Champions League, just sit on the floor because it's just you. This is not your thing, right here. Okay,
but they are playing well. I'm just telling you what they did.
Until you win it and you perform and you continue to perform, it just doesn't. Here's the thing. All the clubs that LB just mentioned have game winners. The Champions League, as we all know, is won in moments. Rodri is a game winner. Kevin De Bruyne is a game winner. Barella is a game winner. Griezmann is a game winner. Harry Kane is a game winner. Leroy Sané is a game winner. Plenty of examples. Arsenal players have not yet been there, done that. If I send that Arsenal squad, average age 16 that they have, away to the Bernabeu, as soon as they hear that Madrid theme song, they would shit the bed so quick. Within 5 minutes, they might be 2-0 down just because of them shitting the bed. The only player, speaking of fight and passion, that me and LB completely dunked on you on that argument, Declan Rice, I think for me, would probably be someone who might be a game winner to an extent and change games and shit. Maybe you could say Saliba. The rest of them, though, I don't think they step up. You really trust Odegaard at the Bernabeu? You really trust Martinelli at the Allianz? You really trust Bukayo Saka at the San Siro? I don't trust any of them. So, like, when we say favorites, there are players at other clubs who have been there, done that, respectfully. Griezmann is currently playing at one of the best players, if not the best player in the world levels. Griezmann is doing unbelievable stuff for Atletico Madrid. That's why LB is completely 100% correct. Man City just won it. So they're completely different in terms of mentality. Real Madrid alone, wearing that Real Madrid crest in the Champions League means something, and the players truly know it. And also they have winners, the likes of Modric, Kroos, Courtois, who can go like, guys, we've been here, we've done that, just follow our lead. Jude, follow our lead. Even Vinicius is a Champions League winner. He scored a goal in Champions League final. You look at the likes of Inter Milan, been to a Champions League final last season. Now, the one thing I will say is, let us not say anything crazy before the draw is done. Because if Arsenal end up on the side of a draw with like the Portos and the Benficas and the Copenhagens and shit, then of course they can make it 100%.
The thing about it is that there is
on the wrong side of the draw. Bye.
There is no like I think Arsenal will have to be that there is no weak side at the top of the group, like Atletico Madrid topping the group. Like I said that anybody on LB will tell you that you go to the Wanda Metropolitano, you're like, it's hell. It's not
Yes.
easy to play there. Diego Simeone, the fans, the players, it's not gonna be about your quality. It's gonna be about your nerves, how you're calming your players down. How, like Man City learned that the hard way when they went there. It was about managing the games. It's not
City
about
win there.
when City played Atletico Madrid two years ago in the
Yeah, they won at the
final.
no?
They won one. No, they drew and then 1-0. They drew 0-0 and then they won 1-0. If I'm not mistaken.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So, am I wrong? That Jack Grealish incident with Savage, and you remember that?
I swear they won that game. I could be wrong.
I'm not sure. It was a very close game.
We drew away.
We drew away and they won 1-0 at the Etihad, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. Yeah. Which is all you have to do because you.
But that's my point. That now City though, you guys learned the hard way. You remember the heartbreaks in the Champions League by not changing tactics, by not sitting back. Now Pep Guardiola is like, it's not only full gun blazing. My players can dribble here and there. I need to manage the games. This is what Arsenal and Arteta don't have. That's what we're saying. It requires more than talent to win the games at the Champions League.
But you're agreeing with us. Yeah.
I am. The problem is for me, like every time I'm saying that what started this is I said that as a second team in the group, I would rather face Dortmund than Arsenal. I don't want to face Atletico Madrid. I don't want to face Bayern. I don't want to go to the Allianz Arena and play Bayern. No matter how bad Bayern are, I don't want to play Bayern in the knockout stages and go to the Allianz. I don't want to play City. I don't want to play Real Madrid. I said Arsenal because they lack experience. And they are on paper.
That's a fair point.
They lack a big experience there. Like some of the players never played in the Champions League before. Their manager hasn't coached in the Champions League before. Lee reacts and their viewers just join. I don't know.
Big up, man. Like LG.
Big up.
Lee Gunner, innit?
Liga. That's Lee's channel.
Yeah.
Oh, big up Lee. Big up Lee. Thank you for this redirect. Thank you so much. I actually never seen this channel. I don't know he has a channel called
Big up to the rat in the chat. Big up the rat army.
Yes. Noisy neighbor Mulv or Joey is saying that Donny LB one of the main guys for real.
Come on, Bray.
Yes, people. Thank you for everybody that joined from LB. Hit that like button, people. Please hit that like button. Joey, redirect to me, man. Oh, Joe. Sorry, that's Joe is asking for something.
You
Listen,
really have to put that DM out publicly?
Let me ask you a question. Mo,
I don't care.
There?
I am here. I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Okay, cool.
What?
Let me ask you a question. So, why you so you want to play Dortmund over Arsenal?
Yes.
Is that not? Are they not the same in the sense that do either of them have serious match winners? Like this is the point. You don't want to play Bayern because you don't want to come up against Kane, right? And the thing is with Arsenal, I think Arsenal may be 6th or 7th favourites for the Champions League.
Yes.
But I actually see Arsenal as they're playing similar style of football that City played last year in terms of more controlled, but they don't have the Champions League experience at this top level with this current manager and players, and they don't have the winners like that we had as well. I don't see too much difference between Dortmund and Arsenal. So why you favour Dortmund over Arsenal?
That's a fair point. Dortmund probably have just a bit less quality.
But who they got on strike? They got Adeyemi is a good striker.
They got Adeyemi and the other guy.
I'm gonna be real with you. Dortmund are serial bottlers, like, so that's the thing. Like,
is my internet still acting up?
I remember last season in the Bundesliga, they had like the last game at home. They had to beat some random team to win the league, and they just fucking bottled it. So, like,
yeah, that's
listen,
true.
Dortmund, despite them doing what they did in the group,
that's what Arsenal also did though, Husam, last year. They also bottled the league last year.
That is also true, which is exactly why we're in agreement on Arsenal. That's why I don't think Arsenal are going to do fuck all in the Champions League. Bro, in the Champions League, it's just like the example Mo just gave is the perfect example. Bro, this Liverpool squad, an example,
bro.
When we went away to the Wanda, we won. We went away to the Etihad, we won. We went away to the San Siro, Inter Milan, we won. We beat AC Milan in the San Siro. Allianz Arena. Still remember that game. That game was one of the best games probably we ever played. We won 3-1 at the Allianz Arena. That was an unbelievable fucking performance. And if you're talking about context, that game against Bayern, we actually played the first leg at Anfield. And that game ended 0-0. They draw 0-0 at Anfield. We had to go away to the Allianz and get a result. We ended up winning 3-1. These are the things. But why is that? Mane was a game winner. Mo Salah was a game winner. Alisson Becker is a game winner. Van Dijk, even fuck it, even Fabinho was a game winner. You know, back in them days when he was elite. So now I look at this Arsenal squad and they need to develop that. They don't have that gene yet, so they need to develop it. They could develop it this year, but I think winning it or being one of the favorites is a step too far. I think Atletico would beat the shit out of Arsenal, just on mentality. I don't think Arsenal would handle the Wanda Metropolitano at all. They still need to develop that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But people just got into like their feelings. No, we're very good. We're a very good team. We have someone went even further and said they have the squad to go far in all the competitions. I asked, if you are in the quarterfinal in the Champions League, do you think you have the squad to play in the Champions League and still go against Man City in the league? They said yes. And I'm like, listen, you are a very good team. You're doing a very good job in the league. Your manager is developing players and everything. But that's a completely different animal in the Champions League, to be honest. Completely different animal. So switching to the league and Liverpool and Mohamed Salah staying at Liverpool.
Yes.
This is a very good news. Fabinho said yesterday that Mohamed Salah is happy at Liverpool. He doesn't think he will move to Saudi Arabia.
Which I told you all summer long. You Mojanda fraud. I told you all summer long. Like, oh, the money this, the money that. Hold that.
He's staying there regardless of the money. For some reason, Mohamed Salah is throwing away generational wealth to stay at Liverpool Football Club for some. I don't know what they're offering him there. Maybe his kids want to stay at the school there. But listen, like Mohamed Salah, though, can he help Liverpool at least win the league this year? Yes. Do we believe that he is the X factor to win Liverpool the league this year? Is he the Kevin De Bruyne of Liverpool?
Of course. And there's two players in this league that if you chat shit about now, you just a fraud. And that's KDB and Salah. I always keep the same energy. I think these two players over the last 6-7 years have done too much in the Premier League, have done too much in the English game to be disrespected. Those two players are for me, the faces of the Premier League last 7 years, absolute best players in this league. And Mo Salah is definitely an X factor, just like KDB is an X factor. You know, speaking of X factors in the Arsenal topic. So I'll give you an example, and I'll say something, and it might rattle people, but I think I'm completely right. Had you just taken Bukayo Saka out of Arsenal last year and gave them Mo Salah, I think they win the league. You might think that's a crazy statement, but yes, I think he's that much of a difference maker. Difference makers are difference makers, bro. West Ham away, Salah would have won them that game. Probably would have scored the penalty. Games like that, like these players are difference makers. However, the difference makers cannot do anything by themselves. They also need players alongside them. The reality is, this Premier League title by all three clubs will be won in the January transfer window. Whether it's City, Arsenal, or Liverpool, all three teams need signings. Whichever team takes this January window seriously and signs players wins the league. Because let me give you an example. We're sat here mocking Arsenal. If they sign Tony and Douglas Luiz in January, like, what the fuck is stopping them from winning the league? That's also another realistic thing.
Yeah, I know LB has to go, but I just wanted to ask him a question about Manchester City. And I saw your tweet about Nunes yesterday, that you're happy finally with Nunes a little bit. Do you think that you have enough now not to go in the January transfer window?
I'd still like one. I'd still like one more. But yeah, Nunes was good last night. He impressed me. I've said I think it was a bit of a panic buy. I wasn't too sure why we signed him, but he impressed me last night. I'd like one more, man. I'd like one more. I think we need one more player. I don't think we need like wholesale changes, but yeah, one more. And then I've said, for me, we just got to keep our players fit. We got to keep KDB, Haaland, Rodri, Stones, Edison. Keep those players fit. We win the league. We win the Champions League, in my opinion.
I believe that Man City, for some reason, that you need someone in January. I don't know who, but because I'm still waiting for Kevin De Bruyne to come back and see how the team will look with Kevin De Bruyne and Stones.
That guy from Sociedad, what do you think about him for City? Zubimendi? He actually,
I don't know.
The midfielder.
We've been linked with this Andre guy from Fluminense that you were linked with, Husam.
Yeah, I think he's going to go Fulham. He's going Fulham.
Yeah, maybe. We might play them next week, actually, in the Club World Cup. If they win their game, we win ours, or we lose, they lose. We'll play them in the final or the third place game, Fluminense. So, yeah, I'm going to watch him this week. Next week, sorry, in the Club World Cup. But he looks all right. Palhinha, I don't know if we're going to get Palhinha. Zubimendi, I've never seen
You
play.
don't need that.
Al
type
Hinha
of
doesn't
player.
suit Man City.
But you
He
don't
really
need that type of player. You need someone who's a
Yeah.
box to box more than a Paulinho.
I agree.
Or
I
you're
agree.
talking about a backup to Rodri.
No, we're not talking about a backup. I don't think a backup works because a backup only works if they play regular football, and they're not going to
Alright.
play regular football if they're a backup. They'll play 10 games a season, which is partly why Phillips has struggled. So yeah, I don't know. We'll get someone. But
Yeah,
who
yeah.
knows? Who knows who'll be?
All right, let me do the super chats and then we'll end the stream. A Fresh is saying Arsenal, I would take Inter every day of the week. That's my problem with you Arsenal fans.
That's chest, man.
But your hatred and your rage is there is like 7 other second teams that the Copenhagen's is like you can take these and take the-
Leipzig, like shit like that.
like for me,
come
if
on,
I'm
man.
Inter, I want to take the easy team. Arsenal fans, you know what? That's why Arsenal fans like when we
I
talk
really
about-
hope Arsenal and Inter is a game. I genuinely hope it. now.
like for me, I want Arsenal because I'm looking at the other teams, and you are probably the second weakest, the second easiest for us. Like I'm not saying that we'll definitely we were favorites against Arsenal for sure, 100%. But you, instead of you wanted to be Copenhagen or you wanted Leipzig, who else came second? There are shit teams, with all due respect, that came second, right? You want to take Inter, so because you are stupid.
No, you've got Copenhagen, you've got Porto.
You've got some
so many
easy
teams,
teams to go to the quarterfinal. You want to take Inter, unless you want to take over. You want to take Inter because you want to face tough teams. That's up to you. But this is the things I'm talking about. Arsenal fans, inexperience. If you ask LB would want the easiest route to win the Champions League. Who cares who you play?
I don't get, by the way, the people who say like I want the most difficult game possible. Why, you fucking idiot? Give me the easiest thing, bro. Give me the easiest draw possible. That's the best thing. The quadruple charge season when we got Villarreal and shit, I was so happy, bro. Just give me the easiest.
People
team
mocking
possible.
Liverpool, and Liverpool are like, yes,
yes. I don't give a fuck. Like we made it to the final.
Right, we're in the final. Queen Nadra saying, Husam, tell him you have Mo Salah's number.
Queen Nadra, why are you exposing me? That was a secret between me and you.
Yeah.
Chombe is saying, love it or not, Salah is the best player in the Premier League.
Fact.
KDB,
at the moment, yes. But KDB hasn't played this season.
Listen, as long as Salah and KDB are fit and they're performing, there is no player who can touch them. That's it. These are you just have to say joint first. That's it. So we don't have to argue.
Lil Tims is saying Salah is a goal machine, but a crap footballer 100%.
You know, Lil Tims, let me just I have to address this. You know
the
problem with you. I know LB has to go, but the problem with you, yes. Lil Tims, is you make 2017 arguments in 2023. That's my fucking problem. The problem is you're still talking about Salah being a crap footballer, despite him developing his game, despite him being clearly better, despite this season he's actually playing as a touchline winger. And he has the most assists in the league, the most big chances created in the league. And if Darwin Núñez just scored half the 13 big chances that Mo Salah created for him, Mo Salah would already be on like 12 goals, 15 assists. So yeah, Mo Salah got the most assists in the league, most big chances created. Chances created is a Fugazi stat. Big chances created is not a Fugazi stat because that's like that shows you created put a chance on for a plate. So Salah's a complete footballer, man. This is just a dumb agenda. Bet money Lil Tims is a Chelsea fan. Bet money because he has this whole Hazard obsession. But anyway.
Sultan Al-Manai is saying السلام عليكم مؤمن أعرف بموضوع مؤمن اللي صار حبيت أقول ربنا يعوضك. Thank you so much وخير إن شاء الله. Thank you so much. Husam Lo Diaz, hopefully he will be back, I'm sure. What happened to Luis Diaz?
No, he's saying like Lau Diaz because he's one of the guys who likes Diaz. I'm just saying they need to step up, man. They need to step up. The others, Mo Salah just needs a running mate, man. It's the other four they need to do better.
A Fresh is saying Inter wouldn't be favorites instead Arsenal. How are you saying that, bro? Like, how are you saying that, bro? How are you seeing this? Like, based on what logic then? You only watch the Premier League. How? We are destroying the league. We are conceded like 7 goals in 15 games. We scored 38 goals, bro. By the way, we're unbeaten in the Champions League as well. We rotated in 3 out of 6 games, bro. 3. Anyway, thank you, Ifresh. Here you go. Sheikh Oto's here.
Shaykh Otto is back,
Sheikh
baby.
Oto's here. He is in the chat. He arrived. Mo, you're no favorites against us. You guys are rattled. You guys are just rattled. It's not an agenda. We're nothing against. I'm sitting here every week defending Arteta, defending Arsenal in the league. I'm telling you the truth, the reality, right? You can win. I'm not saying there is no chance, but you cannot be favorites against Inter. Lil Tims came back to Husam, is saying his stat pads, his crap performances, Everton and Palace.
Yeah, but then I can just rebut to that and ask you a question. The pass that he played away at Chelsea, first game of the season, name a winger who consistently makes that pass in world football, since he's such a crap footballer. This is the dumb shit that I don't understand. Like,
what he's
I
trying to
can
say
name
is, what he's trying to say, Husam, he's trying to say he's not aesthetically pleasing to watch. Like, he's not like Hazard, where Hazard and Messi, they move nice,
Yeah, of course, no, yeah, but aesthetically pleasing does not mean that,
I agree. Who cares?
that you're
At the
But
end of the day.
sometimes he does. Like, to be honest, the goal he scored against City, a couple of goals he scored against Spurs. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but
Mohamed
it's not the
Salah has
same.
some moments. I know he's not regularly doing the dribbling and the
Even away at
aesthetically pleasing,
Spurs this season. Remember the pass he played to Diaz just before the end of the half?
and the outside of the foot passes.
It's
Come on,
what he's on
people.
about. He's on about the way he moves. He reminds me a lot of
Yes.
Tevez. Tevez was not like stylistically a player that looked great like a Messi, but he would do some of the stuff. He would get goals. He would get goals and assists. I think that's what he's trying to. Ultimately, it doesn't matter if a player doesn't look as good as Hazard or Messi, but they're still getting 40 goals a season, 50 goals combined with assists. Who cares at the end of the day, right?
Yes, 100%. Listen, people, this has been an absolute fantastic show with a lot of yelling and shouting. Absolutely great.
Not me and Albi at each other. Me and Albi at you.
It's every week
No
now.
gender, man.
It's LB now. This weak ass rivalry between Liverpool and Man City. It's weak. It's one of the
So you want
worst
me and Albi
rivalries
to fight
I've
just for
had.
the sake of
Don't
fighting?
interrupt
We
my
agree,
moment,
Habib.
ya akhi. It's
We
my
agree.
moment. It's my moment. We don't interrupt you on your channel, ya akhi.
No,
Haram.
you're the one
We're
who
gonna be
thinks
like
bringing
2-3
in
hours on your
Graham
channel.
will make
Just
them
stop
15%
and let me
better, you
talk, ya
fraud.
akhi. Let me end the show.
You said Darren Fletcher. You lost the argument. As soon
Let
as
me
you
end
said
the
Fletcher,
show.
man. What the
Oh
hell?
my God.
You fraud. You big fraud.
Shaikh Auto is saying Mo San Siro is my home. Oh my God, Shaikh Auto. I hope that we get Arsenal. So we slap you guys and you guys learn the hard way. Or to be honest with you, one of the teams that I want Arsenal to get, I really want Arsenal to get Atletico Madrid to go to play Diego Simeone. to know God is real. They're gonna know the reality about football. Go play Diego Simeone and the Wanda Metropolitano to know what is football is not only about the step overs and shit. Thank you, people that watched us. Thank you for everybody that super chatted us. What a show! What a duo! Only you find them together here with myself. So they yell at me all the time here on Footy Judge Mo every Thursday, same times, 2 o'clock UK time. Stay on the stream. It will take you to Just Joe Football Show. The guy is brilliant. You just have to listen to him to know that he's a brilliant guy. Talk about Leeds and talk about football. Thank you, LB. And both channels are in the description. LB is en route to 20K people. So go give him a subscription, of course. And this is football tonight. El Ahwa is going to be fire. It's going to be absolute fire. 11 p.m. UK time. Don't miss it for anything. It's going to be absolutely elite content. Thank you so much, people. We'll see you guys later. Stay on the stream. Don't go anywhere. And we're out of here.